Hello, it's been a hot minute. So, I'm just gonna talk about things, a lot of my thoughts and prayers. Not really, but like thoughts. So, get ready for nonsense and useless. You're gonna be wasting your time watching this video at this point. Click away. That's the best. That's the best that I can do. You take it or you take it. That sounds very predatory. Anyway, so quick life update. Still unemployed. It's never happened before. This is crazy. Usually I pick the job that I want, I'll apply, and I'll get the job quick. This is a first for me where I've filled out countless applications and just all the people that were hiring are just no longer hiring at that moment. I don't know. But, you know, what can you do, honestly? I'm very stressed, but what can I do about it? Like realistically. So there's that. Channel update. What am I planning to do with the channel? Because if you take a quick peek at my channel, you will see that it's a mess. But there's a very good reason for that. It's because I don't know what I'm doing. So if I'm being perfectly honest, I don't know what I'm doing. I just said that. Um, I I'm like picking and choosing, but I think I'm just gonna keep everything because I really like what I'm doing with the channel. It's very disorganized, but I don't care. I'm having fun, that's like the whole point, I think. Um, so several things that I want to touch on. Number one, the Twilight reactions. Yes, I do want to do more Twilight reactions. I haven't even watched the second movie because I'm saving it for the reaction. I want to react to other movies as well that I haven't seen. Now, this isn't going to be a reaction channel or anything, but this is something that I've always wanted to do. So there's that. Another one is Rido Remastered. Ooh, I did record a second episode, but it's somewhere in my computer. I don't know what happened to it. Um, I actually like to edit, but the issue is that occasionally when I'm editing, my computer crashes because it can't handle, and I have like the weakest of video like editors. So it's not like, oh, it's because you have DaVinci. No. And if you're like, DaVinci isn't even like a powerful video editor. My computer can't handle DaVinci. I have a weak ass video editor. Don't worry about it. My computer is just lame. So there's that. Nothing you can do about it. Again, why stress about it? You can stress, but that's pretty much all you can do. And that's not good for anybody. That's all I have to say on that. Raito Remastered. That's another game that I haven't played. I haven't touched. Just I'm saving it for this, but until I can get a better setup, just to give you an idea of how shit my computer is, it's not eligible for a Windows 11 upgrade. So there's that. What else? Metaphor ReFantazio. I do want to continue that series. My issue is I have a whole gripe with Atlas right now, and I want to touch on that while I'm talking about Metaphor and Persona 3 and Persona 6 and Persona 4 Revival. Atlas, you're pissing me off because what the fuck? It's like you look at a Persona game and it's beautiful. They're good looking games. It's not exactly like the most demanding game in terms of specs. Do you know what I mean? So why is it that Capcom can release games the same day as other platforms and other consoles, but I have to wait 2 years for the game to come out on the console that I can afford? Explain that to me because it's dumb. And I'm sure there's a logical explanation. I'm sure there's some sort of logistics, some sort of programmer, developer logic here that I'm not seeing because I'm not any of those things. But quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck because I want to play the goddamn game. Plain and simple. So I'm pissed. And then I bought Metaphor for the PlayStation 4 and it got announced today for the Switch 2. So this game, mind you, I did write it down. Metaphor ReFantazio, whatever. It came out in October of 2024. 2 years ago. That's 2 years for those of you doing math at home. 2 years. And I was like, no, it's been 2 years. There's no way they're going to release it on the Switch at this point. Persona 3 Reload came out on February of that same year, and it was released in October of last year. So I was like, there's no way. Metaphor is just I'm just gonna have to buy it for the PlayStation 4. I bought it on the PlayStation 4 because it was cheap. It was on sale. But I don't like playing on my PlayStation. I prefer to play on my Switch. So that's another reason why I haven't continued the series. It's just kind of a pain in the ass, if I'm being perfectly honest. But it's more of a personal thing. I just mentally I'm a little slow, very. So you know, that's just more of a personal preference. It's just very annoying when other companies like Capcom are releasing games that look a lot more demanding in terms of specs and graphics on the same day as other consoles. I'm just saying. And I know I said that already, but I'll say it again. Why can't you do the same, Atlus? Anyway, that's enough of that. I feel like I've complained enough. I've literally been complaining about it since I've been complaining since Persona 4 and Persona 6 were announced. Because I just knew that they were not going to be on the Switch too, and they're not. I saw the trailers and I got excited every time. And see, this is the thing about being a Switch 2 user is that every time I see a trailer for a new game, I get really like I have to temper my expectations until the end of the trailer, and then if I see the Switch 2 logo, I'm like, we made it. We got through the finish line. We stumbled across it. But if I don't, then immediately I'm just so bummed out. So there's that. Anyway, um, yeah, I guess yeah, whatever. I guess at this point I'm just not gonna play Persona 3, no, Persona 4 or Persona 6 until 2030 when Atlas decides, hey, let's release it with the definitive version because that's what they do, I guess. Anyway, it's very frustrating. Atlas is just a very frustrating company, but they make good games, and that pisses me off even more, I think. But okay, anyway, other games that I'm excited about that are coming out: Trails in the Sky Chapter 2. I finished the first game. I don't remember if I finished it on live stream, but I did cry, I think. I'm pretty sure I cried. I'm a huge crier. I didn't record. Oh my god, I recently finished East 8, like Ramosa of Dana. I cried, but I wasn't recording it. I was playing that game on my own and I was like, god damn it, this is stressful and annoying, but it's okay. It was my moment with Donna. I keep calling her Dana. That just makes more sense to me, but it's Donna. That's weird. The other game I'm excited about is Tokyo. Oh, that was my chair. That was my chair. Listen, all right. I was watching scary ass videos earlier. It's the middle of the night and I'm on the other side of the house. So I just heard like a little. It was my chair, but still. My inner Mexican came out. Did you hear that? It was my chair. Okay. Tokyo Xanadu. Back on track. Kyoto Xanadu. I'm excited about Kyoto Xanadu. It looks great. It looks fantastic. Everybody keeps complaining that it goes like 2D or whatever. And then people in the comments are like, yeah, it's just like the old it was like the old Xanadu games from the 80s. And I'm like, man, I do not know my video games history. Um, that's all I have to say on that. If I'm being honest, I'm also super excited for Dragon Quest 12. I know we were promised a darker, grittier Dragon Quest after Dragon Quest 11, which, by the way, can I just say, mwah, fucking good game. What a great game. What a great time to be a JRPG fan, just in general. Like you got Final Fantasy VII Remake, then Retrograde or whatever it's called, and then Reinvigoration, whatever the last one is called. Reignited. Reincarnation. What's the last one called? Doesn't matter. It doesn't come out until next year anyway. Oh, that's another company that releases games on the same day as other consoles. Square Enix. But anyway, um, so I'm excited about those. I'm excited about Dragon Quest Monsters. I played Dragon Quest Monsters Joker on my DS religiously. I was in love with that game. I never beat it, but I loved it. And then I played The Dark Prince and I never beat it. But the reason for that one is that I didn't like it that much. I don't really care for it. The whole changing the season thing is just very gimmicky and annoying. And it just felt like I wasn't making that much progress. I was trying to synthesize different combinations of monsters, and I just kept getting the same four results. So I was like, I'm annoyed. Also, I'm not a big fan of having to start all over again. One of the reasons I don't play roguelites is because I'm not a big fan of having to start all over again. You know, so like, oh, you got a new monster. It's more powerful, but it's a level 1 again. So I'm not a big fan of that. But this new Dragon Quest looks very, very good. Dragon Quest Monsters looks very good. And I'm for sure gonna buy it. Um, Dragon Quest 12. Again, we were talking about that. Everybody. So I recently started using Twitter again. But I barely use it, honestly. If I'm being perfectly honest, like honestly, it's just it's annoying. I'm reading a bunch of stuff and I'm like, who are you? Why I'm not following anybody. I looked at my thing and it says following 0. So I'm like, so who are you people? But anyway, people were fighting about Dragon Quest 12 looking ugly, and I'm like, okay, it's missing the Akira Toriyama touch, but it still looks great. Did you see that animation of him jumping off the cliff? First of all, you can now jump off cliffs, hopefully. And I don't know why that gets me excited. Ooh, nothing ruffles my feathers like jumping off a cliff. Anyway, sorry. Um, it looks so smooth and buttery and delicious and amazing. And actually, now that I think about it, I haven't even checked to see if it's coming out for the Switch too. I'm gonna have to check this because I literally just said, "Oh yeah, Dragon." Oh shit! I know the Monsters is coming out. Dragon Quest 12. I know Dragon Quest Monsters is coming out on the Switch too because it was on in the Direct. But where is it? Beyond Dreams. Does it say available Switch 2? When? When is it coming out? It doesn't say. No release date yet, but developing is on. Whatever. Take your time, Square Enix. Dragon Quest is amazing. It's phenomenal. It's so much fun. And honestly, I'm just excited. Everybody's just being a hater because they're like, oh, the main character looks goofy. Yeah, that's like all of them though. Like if we're being honest with each other and ourselves, importantly, sorry for doing this, but if we're being honest, they all kind of look a little goof, right? A little goof troop moments. Anyway, I'm excited about those games. Fire Emblem, that new game that's coming out, that looks really good. And like I know Three Houses, you're playing with three different stories, and like the game takes like 5,000 hours to finish, and then you have to play battle the you have to yeah then the next one in the main line is the engage one. I've never played a Fire Emblem game in my life, and that's because they never go on sale. I'm so mad because I want to play Three Houses, then engage, and then play this one, but this one's coming out in like September of this year, and I'm like, I got shit to pay. I've been unemployed for months, so I need to catch up on a lot of stuff. And so financially, I know I'm going to buy it, but it's the irresponsible thing to do. I'm not going to buy it because it's cuz they don't go on sale. Fuck Nintendo. Nintendo pisses me off. That's another one that kind of pisses me off, but you know, I like them still. Next, Xenoblade Chronicles. Literally, I was complaining about, I feel like Switch 2 and the Switch doesn't really get like, they don't get taken seriously, I think, but um I was like thinking, oh, well, I guess, the Switch does have a lot of exclusives and stuff like that. And I was thinking, oh, what would be cool? You know what would put me in a good mood? A new Xenoblade Chronicles game. But I'm like, there's no fucking way that they would have already come out with that. It would have come out with the Switch 2 or something like, or at least teased by now. And then Xenoblade Genesis gets announced, and I'm like, what? What the fuck? How did that happen? So, if any of you are curious, it's Black Magic. I think. I don't know. I think it's The Secret. Y'all remember The Secret? Where it's like, oh, your brain waves create electromagnetic waves that go out into the universe, and then the universe provides. And I'm like, money, job. No, not job. Career. Anyway, I'm excited about Fire Emblem. I don't want to start off with the new game. I don't want to do that, but I'm excited. And then, what's weird? It got announced, the Nintendo Switch 2 versions of Xenoblade 1, 2, and 3 were also announced. And I'm like, that is so weird because Xenoblade Chronicles 2, well, first of all, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 came out on the Wii in Japan only back in 2013 or whatever. And Xenoblade Chronicles 2 came out with the Switch in like 2017, 2018, right? Somewhere like that. The trilogy ended. That was it. And I'm just like, it's so weird. And this is 100% a coincidence, but we're going to do a little pillow talk. Not pillow talk. You ever have those conversations with your friends where you're like, isn't that weird? This is that conversation. Because literally for many years, so I stopped playing JRPGs for the longest time because I was in love and I was a fucking idiot. And the person that I was in love with told me JRPGs are lame. They're not lame. The thing is, I was in love. And so I ignored JRPGs for over a decade. And even as a child, I loved JRPGs. So always been a fan, but I was a stupid fool. Anyway, I'm making this. See, this is why I have a list. Um, what was I talking about? Oh, right. So right now, I'm getting into a lot of series that are like older or whatever. Like I just recently finished, not recently, like a couple months ago, I finished Xenoblade Chronicles, the first one. And I remember thinking to myself, like, "Ah, this is fucking annoying. We need cars. I have a whole love hate relationship with the first game. Like, why the fuck does it not explain? Keep in mind, I had just finished Dragon Quest 11. I had just finished Dragon Quest 11. That when you kill a slime, you're always going to get 2 experience points. But in Xenoblade Chronicles, I didn't know that JRPGs did this shit until it was too late. If you're over leveled, which I personally like to be with my JRPGs, I like to grind. It's very therapeutic and be over leveled. Well, a lot of JRPGs are not letting you do that because they're scaling depending on your level. So if you beat an enemy that's 5 levels below yours, you're not going to get that much experience. But if you beat an enemy that's at your level or higher, you're going to get a shit ton of experience. And I don't know, like they could have explained expert mode a little bit better considering I was struggling late in the game. And yeah, that's annoying. What were we talking about? All right, right. Yeah, so it's so weird that this game, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, has gone relatively ignored by Nintendo since 20 whatever 18, almost 10 years. Jesus Christ. Um, so it's been relatively ignored, and now that I'm playing it, we got the Switch 2 edition, which quite frankly, I'm not I'm not the biggest stickler when it comes to, oh well, the graphics in 60 frames per second. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about that either. I really don't. As long as the game runs nice, it's fun and I have a good time. That's all that really matters to me personally. But even I have to admit that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 looks like dog doo doo. It looks boring. Not boring. It looks stupid. It looks like really like it just looks ugly. And I'm playing it and I'm like, this is distracting. Also, the fact that the blades suck, and I'm not a fan of that mechanic. And I can't wait until I finish Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because I've heard Xenoblade 3 is the best game in the trilogy, and a lot of people really like 2, and I'm like, yeah, I guess whatever. But I want to move on. I'm done with the whole gotcha system with the blades and all that stuff. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm next, moving on. But like, what a coincidence, I started playing this old ass game, and now they're releasing a Switch 2 version, and they're going to be releasing one for the next game, and this and that. So I've noticed that that's happened for the last couple of years, because literally last year, what year are we in? Yeah, like slightly over a year ago, I played Persona 5 Royal because it was on sale. I had no interest in Persona at all. And then I bought Persona 5 Royal last summer, because it was during a summer sale. Became obsessed with it. I literally became super obsessed. I'm almost done with Persona 3 Reload, and then I'm going to play Persona 4 Golden, so that I can kind of like compare the revival one with this one with Golden. So I'm excited to play those, and I'm really really liking them a lot. Also, I got to discover Atlas, which I didn't know at the time, and I really like their games. Again, they piss me off, but I still like them, or whatever. Anyway, oh my god, I had a whole list. Oh, right. So I'm playing Persona, and now all of a sudden they're remaking their older games, and now Persona 6 is coming out after 10 plus years, because Persona 5 came out in like 2015, right? Or 2016. So it's like, you're welcome. Okay. I need to be interested in a series before it gets big. Like Trails. That's another one that just exploded. And I remember seeing it on the eShop all the time, and I was like, what is this? There's a lot of Trails games. I'm like, this looks overwhelming. And it can be, but it's worth it. It's 100% worth it. Literally, when I started playing Trails, I bought Trails from Zero, because Trails in the Sky is not available on the Switch, unfortunately. So I started playing Trails from Zero, and then I realized this is the fourth game in the series, and I'm like, why is it called Zero? So that's when I started doing a deep dive into it, and then I was like, oh. And then I saw that Trails in the Sky was not on the Switch, and then it got announced for the Switch. The remake, they're remaking the games for me. I'm the main character. I'm the main character. Ah, which is crazy. um, what was I saying? I was saying dumb shit. Um, Tokyo Xanadu, that game came out in 2015. As soon as I'm into it, Kyoto Xanadu gets announced. I'm just saying, there's a pattern here. You know what I mean? I I just have really good timing. But what's more likely? I have really good timing, or the universe molds itself around my needs and wants. Okay. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. It was a lot of dumb shit. I told you were gonna waste your time. Don't come crying to me talking about something. Oh, this was a waste of time. I told you at the beginning of the video. I told you this is a waste of time, both for you and myself. You don't listen. That's your problem. Shit. So, um, let me see. I guess I should promote my live stream. I've tried live streaming on Twitch, but I'm not a big fan of that. I like that YouTube records it and actually saves it and uploads it as a video. Not a big fan of Twitch just poofing it out of existence. You know what I mean? So there's that, and I think that's it. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Um, I really have nothing else to say. I'm trying to think, but I'm pretty sure I covered everything. I should have brought my Switch so I can look at it and be like, oh, that's right. I wanted to talk about this other game. I got Wild Hearts S recently because it was on sale. I don't buy games full price ever if I can avoid it. Um, but I got Wild Hearts S, and I don't like it as much as I thought I would. For some reason, it uses the ZR and ZL buttons for everything. I'm hoping it'll let me reconfigure the buttons. Also, it explains approximately nothing. So it's a very good copy of Monster Hunter. But at least Monster Hunter, I already understand. I'm trying to justify Monster Hunter because I really like that series, but what else? Oh, God Eater 3. I just got that game. So, that one's pretty fun. It's literally like Monster Hunter as well. I didn't realize. I really need to do a little bit more research before I buy games. And if you're like, weren't you complaining about being unemployed? Shut up. Mind your business. Don't worry about where I got the money, all right? I sold my virginity. No, I've been driving for Uber Eats. Same thing at this point, honestly. I'm whoring myself out, driving my car around, bringing you your McDonald's so you can peek out through the window like some sort of psycho. So, that's all. That's all I have to say on this. I don't really. I don't know. What's it? What are you guys doing? What are you doing today, right now? You want to hang out? Well, it's the middle of the night, so I can't go. But you guys have fun. I, I'm just realizing that I'm actually insufferable. Oh God. It's okay. Whatever. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I said that a little too many times, and it's almost like I'm telling myself that I don't. It's like I'm trying to convince myself. I'm not trying to convince myself of anything. Buster. I'll have you know, I'm beefing with myself at this point. I need to end the goddamn video. Subscribe so that you can watch my live streams. It's the same, whatever this energy, it's the same thing, except I'm playing a video game. And, this is a warning that as soon as I get a better computer that doesn't crash as soon as I open up my editor sometimes, you will be seeing a lot more of me. That's right. Anyway, end this fucking video.